Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Knowledge Hub. In this video we are gonna discuss that how can you solve your 5 years past papers in 20 days for IGSCE sciences group. This video is specifically for the sciences group, and this video is also important. I want to mention this thing that this is for variant 1. There are two variants in this CI schedule. One is variant 1 and one is variant 2. In Pakistan and in India there is variant 2, but in Dubai, Saudi, and in other countries there exists variant 1. So this video is specifically for variant 1. As you can all see that in this video. So let's start our video. The first thing which I did is that I have gathered all the dates. I have made the list of all the dates on which you are gonna appear. You are gonna appear for maths P2 and biology P4 on 2 May. On 4 May you are gonna appear for maths P4 and chemistry P4, biology P6, 9th May, and physics P4 all the way down. You can see on the screen that all the dates have been listed, and you can see from here. I have divided these dates into two groups, those papers in which there is no break in between, maths P4, chemistry P4, chemistry P6, and computer P1. You can see over here that on 2 May you are gonna appear for maths P2 and biology P4, but you have only 1 day break in between, 3 May break, and then on 4 May you will be appearing for maths P4 and chemistry P4, and then you have enough break of 5 days between P6, and then you have no break for physics P4 and computer P6 as well, because they are on the days one after another. So I have divided this date sheet into two groups, that one is group 1 in which you have no break, and one is group 2 in it consists of those papers in which you have sufficient break. The main purpose of this thing, to identify this thing, is that we will tackle our work very smartly, that how can we solve the maximum numbers of past papers, like 5 years past papers, in this time frame. So the group 1 papers, maths P4, chemistry P4, chemistry P6, computer P1, if you start from today, which is 1st of April, and you can till 20 April you can cover all 5 years past papers. If you do these 4 papers daily, you can cover all variants of maths paper 4 till 20 April, chemistry paper 4, chemistry paper 6, and computer P1. If you cover all these papers daily, if you solve all these papers on daily basis, you can cover your 5 years past papers till 20 April. The second group, the group 2, in which you have enough time in between the papers, this consists of paper 2 of maths, biology paper 4, paper 6 of biology, physics P4, physics P6, and computer P2. Because now listen, because you have enough break in between these past papers, like for maths P2 you will be having enough time, because I have designed this video in a way that you will be having enough time for preparing biology P4 and maths P2. Now look here, you have only 1 day to prepare for maths P4 and chemistry P4. You have only 1 day, 3 May. You cannot do anything in this day, 3 May. You cannot do, absolutely not. But you will be having no but if you notice here, I have designed it in a way that on 20th April, before the start of exam, your maths paper 4 will be covered. Your practice of 5 years will be done before the start of exam. Like chemistry P4, you have no break. We have sorted our hair. We have solved 20 past papers of this, and we have no problems at all. For biology P6 we have enough time, so I have designed it in group 2. For physics P4, I have designed it in this group. I'll tell you the reason why. Because biology P6 is like, an R paper. So the break in between 4 May and 5 May, you have to manage these two papers. Biology P6 and physics P4, you have to do these two papers on regular basis from 4th May to 9th May. But the good thing is that you don't have to solve 20 papers of these two subjects in these 5 days. The reason why, because you will be able to solve 15 papers of each according to my plan. So the remaining 5 papers of these two, like biology P6 and physics P4, you will be solving in these dates, in these dates, from 5th May to 8 May. In these 3 days you have to solve like 10 papers, so which is quite easy. So for group 1, you have to solve one paper daily, you can see over here. And from group 2, you have to select any 3 combinations, like you will solve math P2, biology P4, bio P6 on one day, and physics P4, physics P6, and computer P2 on the next day. Like you can see over here, these are in total 6 papers, and you can solve 3 on one day and 3 on the next day. You cannot, you can use any sort of combination which you want to use, but it is not that you have to solve these 6 papers on daily basis. You will choose any 3 and you will solve it on one day, and the remaining 3 can be solved on the second day. And you can use this technique from day 1 to day 20, which is from 1st April to 20th April. You have to do 3 papers each from this box till 20 April. Now the main question of this is that how will you manage it? What will be the end result of using this technique? So if you see in group 1, in which you don't have any break, if you see in group 1, you do not have any break in between the exams. So for this, from 1st April to 20 April, you will be able to solve all papers. So no issue at all for this group. You will be able to solve 20 papers from 1st April to 20th April. And then when it comes to past papers, and when it will be time for your CIE, you will be absolutely done with everything. For group 2, if you follow the now for group 2, if you follow the tactics which I have told you, this box, if you see here, come here and see this. If you solve 3 papers from this each day, maths P2, biology P4, and biology P6 on day 1, and physics P4, physics P6, and computer P2 on day 2. So you will be able to solve 15 papers of this group. 15 papers of P2 will be done, biology P4 15 papers, physics P6 15 papers, physics P4 15 papers, physics P6 15 papers, and computer P2 15 papers. So 15 variants, actually 15 past papers of these groups will be done and dusted if you follow this technique before the start of your CIE. So how will you So if you start from today, if you start it from today, which is 1st April, so till 20th April, you will be able to solve all the past papers of 5 years from group 1. Group 1, I have told you earlier in this video that group 1 consists of those papers in which there is no break, and you will be able to solve 15 papers. In total, you have 20 papers of each variant. in 5 years, including all variants, like variant 1 and variant 2, and variant 1 and variant 2 of, like May, June, and October, November. So 15 papers will be solved if you follow this technique from group 2 as well. So remaining 5 papers, so the remaining 5 papers, you can solve the remaining 5 papers in the time frame in between the past papers in which you have been allotted space. At last, I want to discuss about the group 3. Group 3 consists of the MCQ papers. If you see here in the date sheet that on 28th, group 3 consists of MCQ papers. If you see in here in the date sheet here, if you see in this date sheet, you have last paper on 18th May, which is computer P2. After this, you have enough space, like from 18th May to 6th June. Here is this time frame when you will solve your MCQ papers from 18th May. From 18th May to 6th June, you can solve your one paper daily, and in this time frame, you will be able to solve 5 years past papers of, like all variants MCQ papers in this time frame from 18th May to 6th June. So this is a very smart way of utilizing your time to the best output you can get. At last, I want to discuss one more important thing, that if you notice over here, that from on 20th April you will be done with these 4 papers, like you will be able to solve all these 4 papers of 5 years if you follow this technique, and on 20th April you will be done with this. So the thing is, you will be left with this group 2 of the sheet. Okay, so from 20th April onward, like 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, till 25th April, from 21 to 25, you will be having enough time to solve these papers. So from 21st April to 25 April, solve these past papers on daily basis. Before 20th April, you are doing these 4 papers daily, and in addition 3 papers from this section. In total, there were 7 papers you were attempting from 1st April to 20th April. But now, because you are done with this, now you are only left with this. So you will have to solve all these 6 papers on daily basis from 21st April to 25th April. In this way, you will be able to solve all the past papers, as I have told you in earlier part of this video, that you will be able to solve 15 papers of group 2 and all 20 papers of group 1, and then the remaining 5 papers from group 2 you can solve it on the breaks according to the dates of your past papers, and you can utilize the time in between your papers, and you can solve your remaining 5 past papers. So this is it from here, and I hope this video has cleared your concept of how to utilize your time to get the best out of it. If you have any sort of queries, you can ask in